Well, since we got a little bit of this in the last video, I guess I'm sharing a whole bunch more of it in today's video. Lego, that is. So, let's chat about some D&D and fantasy Lego and maybe a little bit of another theme I was compelled to buy a set from, or 3 sets. Maybe it was 5 sets. Greetings, good humans, and welcome to Tabletop Alchemy, where sometimes, rarely, but sometimes, we play around with those beloved, possibly pungy stick-like bricks. And we thank our patrons for supporting these tabletop-adjacent topics. Thank you. Rowan is exuberant in the background, thanking you as well for her cat treats that I hold as ransom payments. So, I gotta be perfectly transparent here. Today's video is a little bit of a punt here, I guess is the way to put it. Theoretically, I am on vacation right now. Apparently annual vacation. If you do it 2 years in a row, does that make it annual? Right? I mean, I don't know. During the last 20 years, I didn't go on any vacations, so I'm not sure what the naming rules are here, and it just doesn't even matter when you've got a rambunctious cat in the background making all sorts of noise to applaud your performance with the teleprompter. The audience loves you. Just settle down. Settle down. She's not really a handheld cat. She's more of a she doesn't like being held a lot. She likes to sit on laps. She's okay. Anyway, what? You just want to wrestle. That's what she wants to do. Oh, I'm actually wearing a wrestleable shirt here. This shirt will become, we're going to talk about that in another video. Has something to do with what I did on Halloween. That'll be coming later when I figure out how to do it. Are you joking? Come on. Where was I? Yes, theoretically I'm on vacation. Theoretically I'm somewhere standing in warm salt water, enjoying an environment I've never been to. Maybe there'll be a community post following this video, you know, on YouTube community tab. Might show some hints about where I've gone or where I am. You know, we're doing the time dilation thing here with the video recording. Anyway, point is, I had a lot of things happen in the last week and a half or so. I don't know if you can tell, but I had to put some face cream on today because I got sunburned on a 21-hour day shoot that we thought was going to be like an 8-hour day shoot. I've got these other editing projects and a lot of things just sort of piled up all of a sudden, and I had this trip looming in the foreground, in the background. Anyway, it's here now. Apparently I'm on it. Either that or I'm somewhere else. Anywho, I don't know. Free donuts for everybody. Enjoy. This is just a pinch hit sort of a video, and I needed to have something that I could kind of get done a little bit quickly so I could put this out. But it is a video that I've had on my list to do for a while, so, you know, it's not like I just pulled it out of my closet. Let's get on with it, shall we? Since my hobby, or my hobbies, have kind of become a weekly sort of production thing, Lego is now my every so often hobby adjacent thing to do. It's kind of like my hobby away from hobbies, so to speak. Sure, I'd like to build, you know, some mocks, you know, my own creations and stuff, but, you know, things that take a little bit more brain power. But a lot of times, putting together a set just by following prescribed instructions and watching, or in the case of being the person building said set from said prescribed instructions, experiencing order take form out of chaos is, for me, pretty wonderful. And following instructions means my creative brain part thing, whatever, gets to kind of relax a bit and just sort of enjoy someone else's creativity, I suppose. And I thought it might be fun for you to play, you know, guess that thing I'm assembling right here before your very eyes. So, one day, this is back quite a while now, but I was in a Lego store, which, to be honest, has not been a frequent occasion in the last few years. I saw this little set on the shelf and just thought it was cool. It was also cheap, $10, and I'd never bought any sets from this particular theme, which you'll see later. Although now I own 2 other sets from this theme. Actually, that's incorrect. I own a total of 5 sets from that theme now, and that theme is definitely growing on me. I didn't originally see that theme as something that the sets, I didn't really like them, or I didn't really look at them too hard. I didn't really care about them, and now I'm kind of caught up in kind of how cool they actually really are. Whatever. I write good stuff on my teleprompter. You know, clever sounding words. My cat is just running around behind vertical blinds, which are excellent for audio quality. I can't. This is just what the video is today. This is the kind of thing it is. Would you get out of there? What are you doing? There you go. That's what you get. You want to run around in the window, then you get grabbed and put on camera. Oh my God, look at those. You're like, look at the lights, the microphone. What is this? What is this? Let me out of here. Anyway, but this particular set caught my eye for two reasons. Now, one, I said it looked cool. That's why, you know, I guess that's a big old duh. And as soon as I saw it, I had an idea for an easy little tweak that I wanted to do to it, like a little bit of customization. You know, sometimes you just get a little inspiration and, you know, you just run with it. Now, my buddy Hoffman likes Lego, the same as I do, but he often gets bothered by the studs showing on a lot of the builds and always wants them to be smoothed over with tiles or something. And he doesn't really like sometimes how Lego has trouble with creating smooth spherical shapes, which, you know, I mean, it's a brick-based system, but anyway, I thought of that, his opinion on that sort of stuff, when I saw this guy on the shelf, and I was like, dude, this particular subject actually lends itself to an unsmooth surface. Like, it's kind of like the studs work for it, texture-wise. So, you can probably see what this model is now, right? I mean, come on, Tusken Raider? Dude, it's too cool, right? I'm not a Star Wars fan person nowadays, but of course, I love the originals, and of course, this is one of those iconic characters, and of course, character shots from the OG flick. I always like the mystery surrounding these guys. Like in the original movies, we don't ever see like who's under the masks or what their life is like or anything. It's one of those world building details that expands the world in the audience's mind without having to produce a bunch of storyline or additional minutes of film. It's like shorthand saying, hey, there's way more dangerous stuff out here in this desert than you're ever going to see. A takeaway that I'm trying to apply to the Rangers of Shadow Day movie. So, for whatever reason, I just really dig this set. The little Tusken Raider guy, I just feel like he looks good in this form factor. Now, Lego sets always come with a few extra smaller pieces, ostensibly to offset possible mistakes in the packaging process. So this figure being all knobby and purposely chaotic in its finish means, to me anyway, that this is a perfect candidate for just popping on all those little extra bits wherever we feel like. And then we have a very easy opportunity to add a little bit of expanded fun. This Lego musket, which is a fine detail they put in the set, can really be done much better, right? And pretty quickly at that. We just get some bits from the bits box for the nernified bow staff thing. It's called a gaffy stick, apparently. I had to look that up on some nerd site. Now we can make it dramatically tall and pop it on his back and bam, he's much more prepared to bash Jedi heads out in the wastelands, right? And we might as well soup up his other armament. I don't know what this one is supposed to be, but we can soup that up and just a few more bits and bobs and voila, another chunky upgrade with more character for the character. I like this model quite a bit, and I was like, I don't think these guys run solo very much, so I thought I should collect a little tribe of them to be more movie accurate. And check out this dude's rifle. Would that be a gaffy rifle? Probably not. I left the nerd site too soon. Didn't look everything up. Anyway, now he can snipe banthas from easily 10 dunes away, maybe even 15. And there they go. They're getting placed up on the Tabletop Alchemy backdrop shelf to watch over us all with their beady dust filtration ocular devices. Now, that little bit of customization we did on the staffs and whatnot, that's how I approach most tabletop game rule sets. It's fun to tweak things for you and your friends, and I think you should always feel free to do whatever you want with games you play. Sometimes doing tweaks and customizations are their own hobby within the hobby. And they don't have to be like these major things. Like, you don't have to rewrite half of a game or something in order to feel like you're customizing a game. It could be just little tiny tweaks here and there, like how we did for Silver Bayonet, where we kind of wrote up our own little rules for handing off items or, you know, the stealth thing or whatever. So I just think doing little customizations here and there, little tweaks, is a fun thing and cool. Okay, real quick here, I wanted to share a couple of other Lego products I picked up that are tabletop gaming adjacent. I had just enough Lego VIP points to get a couple of Dungeons & Dragons minifigure 6-packs. For free. For free meaning I bought other Lego sets and they gave me some of those points, and then you use those points, cash them in, you get coupons, and I was able to get 2 of these 6-packs for free. Now, I haven't opened up the individual figure boxes yet, but I know already that I got exactly as lucky as I could have hoped for. Now, each 6-pack is guaranteed to not contain duplicates within itself, within the box, but I was fairly certain I'd get some dupes in between the 2 6-packs. I was hoping for no more than 2 duplicates, which I figured I could trade for whatever I was missing via eBay or Bricklink or whatever. But some tech-savvy individual created this very cool QR code reader specifically for Lego minifigs, and it seems to work like a charm. And according to this app, I got all 12 of the minifigs. No duplicates. I think there's like a 1% margin of error possible with this app, but I'll take those odds. Someday I'll open these all up and, maybe we'll do something with the minifigs in the future. Game-wise, I mean. And lastly, I want to share this set I just received in the mail. I pre-ordered this maybe 5 months ago. You can see it's branded as a Lego Bricklink set. Now, Bricklink used to be a third-party Lego merchant site where you can find and buy from individual sellers pretty much any Lego product, from a single Lego banana to an out-of-print, new-in-box collector's market set for thousands and thousands of dollars, and anything in between. Lego bought Bricklink a few years ago. And this set that I got here is from this, it's not super new, but new to me, series that's kind of like the Lego Ideas theme, so the Lego Ideas theme recreates official Lego sets from fan designers that get voted on by the public. And the fan designers that get selected for the Lego Ideas theme make 1% of the profits from their sets sales. Now, these Bricklink special sets are also voted on by the public and then run as a pre-sale sort of thing with a limited number of copies available. It's kind of like a Kickstarter. I think a set has to get a minimum of 5 or 10,000 sets pre-ordered to guarantee manufacturing, but they are also limited. They're only going to make up to 30,000 copies of a voted on or a winning set in a certain series, right? The pre-ordering window is only like a week or 2 weeks, but it's a confined pre-order window, and you know that they're going to be a limited series. I mean, most Lego sets are limited to some kind of extent because they always go out of production, but these are like hard capped at 30,000 copies per set. Now, the difference between these Bricklink fan design sets and Lego Ideas sets is that the Ideas theme sets are redesigned by Lego company designers. The Bricklink sets are sold as the actual fan designer's design without any changes by Lego. Now, that isn't good or bad, in my opinion. It's just different. On top of all that, I've been following the designer of this set, Jonas Krom, on Instagram for years, and I've always loved his work. I saw elements of this set years ago on his feed, and I was always just taken with it. I just dig the whimsical fairy tale nature of it. It's got a very storybook sort of feel, obviously fantasy. It feels very D&D to me. Lighthearted D&D. Or, maybe it's like a great target for the forces of darkness, right? The little magical mushroom village, right? Anyway, it's super cute. It's very cool, and it's also miniatures modeling miniatures. Like these are miniatures, of course, but they are modeling a miniature world. So I really enjoy that. I mean, I'm referring to the scale here, like this tiny world under the leaves, and where mushrooms are houses for super tiny little characters. I've always loved like stuff like that. Bug's Life is like a perfect example of this type of miniaturization or whatever, storytelling. And I really love that scale. It's one of my all-time favorite documentaries, like that whole Richard Attenborough sort of, BBC World series is called Life in the Undergrowth, which is all about insects and stuff like that. And I just find that stuff really fascinating. And I really dig the snail mount. I think the snail mount is so cool. Just like the idea of it, the comprehensive design and of the look and the feel of all the different pieces. And that snail mount is just such a cool little idea, right? It just fits the whole little world or the story that he's telling with the build overall. I mean, if I could get a giant snail chariot mount in Elder Scrolls Online, I'd probably grind some dungeons for that. Oh, that's right. I'm talking about ESO. I'd have to pay real money for a mount like that. I'd still consider it probably. Anyway, enjoy multiple hobbies if you feel like it. And there's so much cool stuff out there. But the bottom line is, maybe, when you get a little inspiration, run with it, no matter how small it might seem. See ya.